Call recording is on.
Well, good afternoon. Hello everyone. And let me first just thank you for spending time
You are
with
the
me,
last party in the conference.
for taking time to spend this special moment with me. So I am so looking forward to sharing this information with you. I've been leading up to this for so long now. It's super exciting for me. It's actually an honor to be able to present this to you and invite you to be a part of this crusade, to invite you to participate in this movement. And I think as I go on, you'll truly be able to understand or have an appreciation for what it is that we're about to do. Not I'm about to do, that we're about to do. So you see in the title, it talked about, so whether you're watching this live or on the replay, you'll see in the title, Victory is Yours. See, for many years, people have felt like they've been losing the battle. They've been one step behind, haven't been able to quite get ahead. So victory is yours now in the war on taxes. And it really hasn't been an adversarial situation intentionally, but just because of a lack of knowledge and understanding and intimidation, because of that lack of knowledge, it's felt like a battle or war. Now, I entitled this, the slide behind me says, Building an Empire. And the reason I entitled that is this, because if you think back to whether it's the ancient Chinese or Egyptian dynasties, or you look at the Persian, the Arabian, the Mongolian, Roman, the British Empire, or the great American empires, then what you would have found, they have accumulated a massive amounts of wealth. Land that they held reign and management, administrative over. They had these huge territories. But a dynasty, the way it was measured as far as its wealth, is how much it was able to accumulate. And in those days and in those empires, the way that they accumulated their wealth was through war, and it was also through taxes. So war and taxes. Now, today, many countries still accumulate a lot of this wealth or gain its revenue through war and taxes. But when we bring it down to the citizen or the business owner, even when you're looking at the ancient dynasties or you're looking at the empires, they had the same effect. Those business owners, those individuals, their ability to accumulate wealth for their families depended heavily on them to navigate the taxation process. And a lot of it was brute force. So we're a little more civil, especially here in the U.S. and most countries are civil about it. But taxation is a big part of it. And your ability to navigate that, understanding that, has a major impact on your cash flow. So having a handle and a control on taxes gives you more control of your cash flow. And we all know cash flow is an essential element when it comes to building and growing those assets you need to build a legacy, to build an empire, to be able to take care of you and your family now and to pass on for generations. But unfortunately, millions and millions of Americans, and I'm going to talk more about Americans now because even though I know I have an international audience, because our tax system is a little different from those of other countries. But here in America, there's a fear and intimidation factor that's associated when it comes to taxes. And it's going to be very difficult to get a handle or a grasp from something if you're afraid of it, if you're afraid to move, if you're intimidated, or you're like a deer in the headlights, or you get hives and shakes when they start talking about taxes. So it's imperative that you're equipped with the knowledge and tools you need to navigate. You know, I think of it like this. We all know that there are detectors when you're leaving out of a department store. So after you spend a couple hours in the department store, the food court, now it's time to leave, you don't have any fear associated with leaving. Why? One, you're not shoplifting or breaking any law, so there's no reason for you to fear leaving the department store. Well, when you have knowledge about the tax system, how it works, and your role and how to move throughout, you no longer have that fear. So we have to help people overcome that fear. And I do that as a 3-step process that I'm going to help people, my team and I are going to help people overcome their fear of taxes and taxation and the IRS. I promise you, they're really our friends. They're doing things to help us and to incentivize us. But the way we do that first is through education. So it's facilitating a better understanding of the tax laws and the tax system, how it works here in America. So once we start educating, then people will feel more empowered. We're going to empower with the tools that you need to actually implement to minimize your taxes, to legally avoid paying unnecessary taxes. I didn't say evade, legally avoid paying unnecessary taxes, which give you more control of your cash flow. Once you're empowered with the knowledge and the tools, now it's a matter of just impacting your bottom line, impacting your finances. But I'm going to ask you, please don't stop there. Join me in empowering and impacting the masses. So don't just impact your household and your immediate family, but join me in impacting hundreds of thousands or millions of Americans. I'm asking you to join me in this crusade, and I'm going to make it in your best interest. And I'm going to give you a taste of how we're going to help people this afternoon. So I want you all to get a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm going to empower you today. I'm going to give you some actionable information today that's going to put money in your pocket, and then ask you to join me in impacting the lives of others. So who am I? I'm TC Chambers. Some people say, what does that TC stand for? It depends on how I feel. Sometimes it stands for Top Cat. Some of you might be a little too young to know that cartoon. Sometimes I'm feeling a little swag, got a little swag on it, stands for Too Cool. But it's really my initials, Terrell Chambers, TC Chambers. Now, I'm a tax and cash flow strategist. I'm originally from Philadelphia, born and raised in the city of brotherly love. And you know, there I had some financial challenges growing up in a poor community like many others. But I was resourceful and able to overcome those financial challenges and make it to college. I got outpriced in the private school, had to go to the state school, had to rely on ROTC to be able to pay, my tuitions. So I ended up being an Army officer. I went on active duty as an Army officer, spent 8.5 wonderful years serving our country. So I'm proud to say that I served our country as an Army officer. But then, because finances were part of our major struggle, I always wanted to get to the top echelon when it comes to making money. So I got out of the military, although it's an honorable career, I couldn't reach the level of finances that I wanted to, so I got out. My dad said, you better go into sales if you want to make some serious money. So that's what I did. I went into medical sales. That got me into South Florida. And then I began to learn about business. 95, started doing medical sales. 95, I started my first business venture. I became an entrepreneur, but I was very fortunate and very blessed to get a mentor, who's my mentor this day for 20 plus years, that began to teach me certain things about entrepreneurship, to include taxation. But guess what? That first year I made over 6 figures between my job and my business, and the IRS ripped me a new one. In other words, I had to write a big check. But it wasn't because they were bad guys. They were doing exactly what they were supposed to do, but I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So you best believe at that point I took it serious about understanding how taxes work. So I've been in business now since 1995. 24 years I've been in business. I've been an entrepreneur. I've been teaching what I'm going to talk about, using what I'm going to talk about today for 24 years. Now, 9 of those years I was a part-time entrepreneur, full-time employee, part-time entrepreneur. But for 15 of those years, full-time entrepreneur, eating, living, breathing what I'm going to talk to you about today. Now, besides being a coach, coaching people, utilizing the information I'm going to give you today, I'm also a knowledge broker and a course writer. Knowledge broker, what is that? Today, there's over $355 million spent every single day on self-education. So I encourage people to learn, to be self-taught. I encourage people to buy courses, digital courses. I'm a course writer. So not only do I encourage them to buy my courses, but I encourage them and empower them with the tools to build their own courses. But that's not what this is about. It's about a course I wrote, and that course is called Empire Growth Secrets, Taxes and Cash Flow. Now, of course, there are going to be other courses that might be taxes and real estate. But today, it's about taxes and cash flow. What are the objectives of this course? First, to declare a war on taxes. And that's by giving you some knowledge. To take control, to fight for your cash flow, every single dime. Not a little bit of it. All of it that you would legally have access to. So everything that I'm going to talk about and that we teach you that's within our program is legal, moral, ethical, follows the letter of the law. All the statutes, everything between the lines. We're going to talk about the language of taxes, some definitions. So there's no intimidation factor there. You understand the language. What's an exemption? What's an allowance? What's withholding? We'll talk about it. You'll understand all those things in this particular course. We're going to talk about understanding that two-headed monster. See, there's two tax laws here in America. There's one group of tax laws for employees, another group of tax laws for business owners. Which one do you think pays the higher burden of taxes? The employee. But we're going to level the playing field by giving the employee knowledge that will allow them to operate as an entrepreneur and then gain valuable tax benefits. Now, understand this. These benefits are in place as an incentive. See, most people think that the IRS is bad, the government is bad. No. Deductions is all about incentive. See, what the government does, the government has historically been known to give us incentives to do the things that they want. Let me give you an example so you understand why it's so important to understand how taxes work and it's not an adversarial relationship. See, if you were to build a home and put solar panels on your home, you're going to get tax credits for that because they want to encourage you to do that, be more eco-friendly. If you bought yourself an electric car, you're going to get a tax credit for that because they're incentivizing you to do the things they want you to do to help their agenda. See, they want to have an impact on the ecosystem. And they want electric cars are more eco-friendly, so they encourage you. And a way to encourage you is to pay you, to give you money in the form of tax credits. The IRS wants more people to become homeowners. So they say, instead of paying rent for $1,500, pay a mortgage for $1,500, and guess what? We're going to give you a deduction for the interest off that mortgage. We're going to give you a deduction for the property taxes and sales taxes. So they give you incentive to move in the direction that helps move their agenda. Businesses, they understand that businesses help the employment level, that businesses help the economy. So they encourage more and more people to get started in businesses. And if you do, here are some of the deductions that we're going to provide for you to allow you to keep more of your money. So it's having a better understanding of the tax system. Now, correct tax withholdings. See, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this afternoon. That's why I want you to have a pen and paper so I can show you what 80% of the workforce has incorrect. See, the IRS says 80% of the working Americans have too much money withheld from their paychecks every single pay period because of the form I'm going to go over with you. Understanding this form and how to properly fill this form out, multiple worksheets on it, we've been able to consistently help people put $200 to $800 monthly back in their paycheck. No overtime, no part-time job, no asking a boss for the raise, just doing the things that the tools have been in position for you to do. Next, we're going to talk about, I'm going to go over in this course, 6 common tax deductions that we historically, over the past 14 plus years, consistently have been able to help people save an extra $3,000 to $5,000 on their taxes. I have clients that I've helped save in excess of $10,000 in one tax year. That's just one example, but there's hundreds of examples. Like I said, I've been doing this for 24 years. Learning it, applying it, teaching it. We're also going to talk about bulletproof record keeping. See, the IRS wants you to do a couple things. One, they want you to start a business with the intent to make a profit because if you have a profitable business, the business is growing, you're going to hire people. You're going to help the unemployment level. You're going to help families. So they want you to work your business with a profit intent. Now, I've become a part of a community of online marketers, affiliate marketers that are all about for-profit businesses, but I understand there's some things missing in the tax side and the knowledge side that they can be getting so much more of their dollars for marketing tools, for marketing software, for ad spend. They already have it. I'm going to show them how to access it. But the IRS says in order to get all these deductions and to keep all these deductions, you just need to document properly. So I'm going to make sure you understand bulletproof tax record keeping. Tax preparation versus tax planning. Tax preparation isn't a cost. It's a cost. It's an expense. All it is going to a tax professional saying, here are my numbers, put them in the correct boxes. Tax planning is where the money is made. Tax planning are the things you understand and do throughout the year, so you have some numbers to give to that tax professional. Tax planning is an investment because it gives you an ROI. See, if you document the right expenses, know what expenses to document, it's going to save you thousands of dollars in taxes. That means that's more of your dollars you keep. Fight to keep your cash flow. And getting knowledge allows you to do that. We're going to discuss business entities because as you grow, there are certain coverages, certain business entities that allow you to have more advantage versus others. See, are you going to start paying your family wages and giving them benefits like medical benefits? Now you can pay yourself. Provide yourself medical benefits, and it's all tax deductible. So there's strategies and things you can do as you traverse through different entities. How do you go from one to the other? What's the benefit of that? So we're going to discuss that in this course. And guess what? Those of you during this beta period, those of you who take action immediately before the official launch, you're going to have some one-on-one time to get things established before the actual course is out. Now, the course is loaded with many more modules, many more bonuses. Right now, I'm already up to over 8 modules in this course. 8 of them already. And I'll probably add a few more. So you're talking about dozens and dozens of lessons, again, to educate you, to empower you so you can have impact. Now, who's this course for? Small business owners, those that are self-employed. Because it's more than just making money. You not only got to know how to make the money, you got to know how to manage that money that gives you more to multiply. Make the money, manage the money, multiply the money. It's for affiliate marketers, online marketers. See, I'm now a part of this sea, this ocean of wonderful people who have an intent to change their lives. They've already taken steps and actions to change their lives. But they're just missing some information to give them a hand up. They want to use software to help them market their business, whether it's a ClickFunnels or Builderall, tools like Aweber. See, all these different tools help them expand and grow their business. They're going to take courses to be able to learn about marketing and ads, Facebook ads. They need ad spend. So I'm going to show them how to get that ad spend their next paycheck and not have to pay any of it back. So I'm talking thousands of dollars coming back into your paycheck that you could use to compound it. See, one of the things they talk about, $1 in, $2 out, $1 in, $10 out. You're going to have the dollar to put in. I'm going to give you those dollars to put in. Network marketers, influencers. Again, they're about making money, but they don't know how to keep more of their money. There are so many influencers I see on Instagram, Facebook. They have children. They're traveling the world. They're doing business. Some of them have their children in their videos with them. Are you paying your children wages? You can pay them $12,200 a year. See, there are so many strategies and things you can do to retain more of your money, all legal. The IRS has it in black and white, but they just don't know, and it's not their fault. But myself, along with all of you that join me in this crusade, join me in this movement. We're going to impact tens of thousands of lives, hundreds of thousands of lives. Personal trainers, yogis, coaches, you're buying mats, stretching cords, you're traveling. Do you understand that every mile you associate with business, you get a 58-cent deduction in 2019? Every 2 miles, a $1.16 deduction? How many miles did you already drive this week that you could have associated with business if you knew how? I'm going to make sure you know how. No matter what your profession is, no matter what your industry is, no matter what company you're aligned with or working with, this course can help you. This course can help your bottom line. Who else is it for? Anyone who aspires to be any of the above. See, you may be in a position where you're thinking, I need to start a business. I'm figuring out what business I need to get started. Well, you absolutely need to understand how taxes work for all those business owners, even on a part-time basis. And this course is going to give you that. It's going to empower you with that. Myself and my team are going to work with you so you truly understand it. So you're empowered so it impacts not only just you, but it impacts the community, everyone around you. Now, why? Why am I doing this? See, over the past 14 years for sure, one of the tools that we've been able to use when we've empowered people to start home-based business with us and this is not about that, is we've immediately been able to give them the tools to increase their cash flow because that's the first benefit of them coming into business. We showed them how to operate their business with a profit intent. Keep good tax records. Software came with the program. Now, there are people in other companies that heard what we're talking about. And they wanted a way to be able to get some of those same tools, but it was attached to our program. Thus the conflict of interest. You know, it wasn't a conflict of interest on our part because we're more than willing to welcome them into the family and share with them. But on their perspective, it's a perceived conflict of interest. So what I've done is I've used my years of experience, decades of experience, and I put it in this wonderful, phenomenal, value-packed course. See, this course is a tool. It's a tool to help you learn and then empower you to capture more of your money. It is going to teach you what to do with it, ways to protect it and then compound it. So that's why I'm doing it. I now have the ability, with your help and with others just like you and just like me, to impact the lives literally of millions of people. Now, what's my short-term objective? My short-term goal? I'm talking in the next 12 to 18 months, possibly even by the end of 2019, and it's to elevate 5,000. Elevate the lives of 5,000 entrepreneurs or want-to-be entrepreneurs. To educate them. Educate them on the tools that they have at their disposal, how taxes work. Empower them with these tools to move the needle, to give them more money, to give them things they need, some resources that they need to move the needle in their business. To give them the ability to impact not only their bottom line, their family's bottom line, their circle, but the community. Let's take a second here, and I want to delve into take a minute, and I want to delve into actually one of these forms that I was telling you about that can actually help you put more money in your pocket. So I hope you have your pen and paper handy, because I'm going to take a few seconds and I want to actually talk to you about the W-4. Let me see if I can go ahead and get this up on the screen here. Give me 1 second here. Let's do this. All right, give me 1 second. All right, just bear with me. A little technical challenge here. All right, we may have to totally come out of this one. 1 second. I want to walk you through the W-4, right? And I'm going to make sure that you know exactly what you can do. There we go. I think we're almost there. All right. Give me 1 more second here. Having some few technical challenges. All right. Let's share this on the screen. See, the W-4, it's a form that allows you to retain more of your cash flow. And what happens is that millions of Americans, unfortunately, fill this form out incorrectly. And we want to help more fill it out correctly. And so I'm going to eventually get this up on the screen for you. I'm determined to get this up on the screen for you so that I can walk you through it by the numbers. All right, so let's see here. Let's try to go to the IRS's website. Let's get this on the screen. All right. It was so much easier earlier here. All right. So it looks like I'm sharing it, but unfortunately it's not going up here. Tell you what, let me just walk you through the numbers. All right. And then I'll make sure that I get this to you. See, so the W-4 itself, what it says, first of all, its purpose. The purpose of the W-4 is for you to complete Form W-4 so that your employer can actually withhold the correct amount of federal income tax from your paycheck. So complete the form so that your employer can withhold the correct amount of federal income tax from your paycheck. Now, the first line in this W-4 says, complete Form W-4 so that your employer can withhold the correct federal income tax from your paycheck. Okay? Now, you are to complete this form each year and when your personal or financial situation changes. Okay? So now, I want you to consider this. I want you to consider you have a child. Well, when you have that child, your financial situation just changed. So now it is up to you to let the IRS know that you now have a dependent. And based on that, they are going to increase your number of allowances, thus giving you the ability, they're going to increase your number of allowances, giving you the ability to retain more of your dollars. Hundreds more of your dollars. So I'm going to go over with you line A on this W-4. So you can't see it, but I'm just going to ask you to sort of follow along with me on it. All right? So line A of this W-4 says, enter one if, one second here. I think I have it, almost have it. All right. Gonna have to come back to it. So, enter one for yourself. See, so think about it. Many people have been using the W-4 and they've been filling it out incorrectly, not knowing what the instructions are. So enter one for yourself. So that's going to give you one. So I'm going to walk you through this as if I'm a teacher, single teacher with two children, one's 7 and one's 11. Okay? So line A on this W-4 says enter one for yourself. So I would put 1 there. So write down 1. Line B on the W-4 says enter 1 if you file married filing joint. Well, that doesn't apply to me. So I would put 0 there. Then if I went to C, line C says enter 1 if you file head of household. Well, that's me. I'm a single parent, file head of household. But also in these instructions, and I'll do this live again, in these instructions, it tells you that in order to claim head of household, 1, you have to be unmarried. So it doesn't matter if one spouse makes more than the other. You have to be unmarried. Maintain at least 50% of the household upkeep. So you could be single, unmarried, just you in an apartment. You meet those 2 qualifications. But the third qualification is that you take care of yourself and a qualified person or dependent. It could be an elderly person. It could be a younger brother that you're their guardian. It could be a child. So I'm a single parent with 2 kids. So line C, I get 1. Now line D says you get 1 allowance if you're single or you're married filing joint, or married filing separate, and have 1 job. That applies to me. Or it says if you're married filing joint and your spouse doesn't work, or if the wages from a part-time job you have with your spouses combined is less than $1,500. So for me, I now have 1 on line A, because 1 for myself. I have 1 on line C because I'm head of household, and I have 1 on line D because I'm single. Now, line E is a very important line for parents. And now, it's unfortunate you can't see this, but you can hear it and you can write the number down. Now, it's for child tax credit. Now, under child tax credit, here's what it says. If your total income, and this is for 2019, if your total income is less than $71,201, that's if you're single, or you're married filing separate, Or if you're married filing joint and your income is less than $103,351, you get 4 allowances per child. So I'm a teacher, I make about $60,000 a year. My children are under 17, I got 1 7, 1 11. I get 4 allowances per child. So you know what? That's 8 on line E for me. Now, it goes further as your income goes up. If it's between $71,000 and $179,000 and you're single or married filing separate, or combined you make, a little over between 103 and 345, then guess what? You're going to get 2 allowances per child, and then it goes down to 1. But for me, I get 4 allowances per child. That's 8 on that line. So for every child that's under 17, because I make less than that 71,000 bracket, I get 4 allowances per child. That's 8. Now, if I go on to line F, because it's only A through H. Line F is a child tax credit, a check credit for dependents. When I sit there 17 or over, that doesn't apply to me. Mine are under 17, so a 4 allowance. So I get 0 there. So I got 0 on F. All right? G says other credits. See, other credits will be for if on my 2018, when I file my taxes, if I got a child tax credit, or earned income credit, if any of my children are in daycare or aftercare, I get 1 more allowance. Well, my youngest is in daycare, is in aftercare. So that's another one I get right there. Line H says add them all up. So you remember, I had 1 on line A, I had 1 on line C, 1 on line D, on line E I had 8, that's up to 11, and then line G I had 1, that's 12, that's 12 allowances. So think about how many single parents with 2 children that make less than $71,000 that do not have 12 allowances on their W-4. And then there's another worksheet. And that worksheet affects those that are business owners. But we're not going to go into that one. Again, because I will go into that in more detail when it comes time to actually get started with the course itself. And I'm also going to have some one-on-one time with many of the individuals that will be a part of this beta period. So again, I'm super, super excited, for all those that are going to be able to participate in this on the beta time. All right, so let me go a little further. Let me catch up to where we are. All right, give me 1 second here. All right, get this one off. There we go. 1 second, get it back on our display screen here. All right, let's move on up to where we catch up. And this is the first run. Most importantly, that you understand that right now, you have the ability to align so I can get you some information that's going to put money in your pocket right now. So although you couldn't see the fact that this W-4 is going to put money in your pocket on this particular slideshow, you will in the future. In fact, if you align with me, you're going to get one-on-one time with me so I can personally address it for you. But understand that according to the IRS, 100 million of working Americans have this form filled out incorrectly. So every single paycheck, they have too much money withheld getting sent to the IRS. That's every single paycheck they can have more money back into their household. I have people that I've helped put an extra $500, $600 back in their paycheck on a monthly basis. And they now have those dollars to be able to really transition and help their family. So when I launch this course, 30 days from today, it's going to cost $997 for this course. Let's talk about again what's in this course and the value of this course. So first, of course, we're going to talk about correcting tax withholdings. You heard me walk through it. You didn't get to see it. But lock arms, take action today, and I'm going to be walking you through it line by line. Because you're going to have some access to Facebook groups. You're going to have access to lives that I'll do using webinars and Zoom to be able to get this done. That correcting tax withholding is a $2,400 value module in this particular course. Why? See, if I help you put $200 to $800 a month back in your paycheck, on the low end, that's $2,400 more dollars. So you remember, when you invest in courses, you get an ROI. ROI, return on your investment. Now, what else is incorporated in there? The 6 common tax deductions. There are literally hundreds of deductions that even as a part-time entrepreneur, you have access to. Just think about it. You drive your vehicle. 58 cents a mile tax deduction you should be getting. We're going to show you how to do that. You have a cell phone, internet access. Those things become tax deductible as a business owner. And they are for many of you right now. You just have to know how to document it. Many of you travel. Many of you have children. Let me ask you this. It's summertime. You take your children to the amusement park. You buy them clothes in the summer. You take them to get ice cream. Little parties with their friends. You're spending a lot of money on them. Sports camps. None of that's tax deductible. But business owners are able to have employees. Parents are able to hire their children to help them in the business. But unfortunately, millions of parents don't know it. But it's in black and white, so I'm going to make sure as part of these 6 tax deductions, you understand how that works. How do you make your car and truck expenses tax deductible? Your communication expenses tax deductible? Your travel expenses? Some of you are going to family reunions. No, you won't be if you align with us. You will be going on business trips, and you'll just happen to see some family there. So you're going to set some appointments up before you get there. What about meals? All right, 4th of July is coming up. Business owners have business lunches. They don't have barbecues. See, it's a mentality. It's a paradigm shift. So as a part of those 6 common tax deductions, I'm going to show you how to save thousands of dollars annually on your taxes, easily a $3,000 value. Tax planning and strategy. See, tax preparation, that's a cost. You're paying someone to put some numbers, tax professional put some numbers in the correct block, and then submit for you. Tax planning is all the things you understand and do throughout the year to give them some serious numbers to put in those blocks, to secure more of your tax dollars legally, morally, and ethically. See, tax planning is an investment because you get an ROI, a return on that investment. I have tax clients in one tax year, I've helped them save in excess of $10,000 over the previous year. So easily that's a $3,000 value plus. What about business entity? Some of you are about to go full-time, considering full-time. What about your health benefits? Guess what? As an entrepreneur, again, depending on what type of business entity you have, you can hire your family, give them benefit, one of their benefits, be medical. You give that same benefit to yourself now, it's tax deductible. So there's strategies and things you have to do if you understand the law, document things properly. $2,500 value easily. Total value of what's contained in this course. Before we talk about any bonuses, on the low end is over $10,000. The low end. Just think about it. I'm already positioned, telling you right now that with the W-4, I can help you put $200 to $800 monthly immediately back into your paycheck. That's $2,400 on the low end, $9,600 plus on the high end. But let's talk about some bonuses that you are going to get, the adopters. Early adopters are going to get some of these bonuses that will not be included 30 days from now when I do the official launch. First, there's going to be a Facebook group that's specific to those that have this course. So there are going to be people that have to pay $997 to get this course. They get access to this coaching via this Facebook group. So they'll be able to get coaching from all over the country, different time zones. It'll be live, and then they'll be able to come back and look at the recording of it. Q&A. So once a week, we're going to do a Q&A. So during the beta period, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I'll be working a lot with you during the beta period to making sure you implement the W-4 at least before then. See, before you even get the course in your hand, you would have already shifted dollars back into your paycheck. $497 value. This one's important. For all of you during the beta period. Now, the beta period for what you're going to be offered is going to end 1 July. So you're going to have 30-minute one-on-one call with me, and I'm going to walk you through personally, line by line of the W-4, both worksheets, not just the worksheet for the employee only, but the worksheet for the entrepreneur as well. All right? Easily a $250 value because I don't offer one-on-one time outside of my annual tax programs for my tax clients. I mean, just don't have enough time. Just think, hundreds and hundreds of people, there's no way for me to do that on an annual basis. So this is something special only for those inside the beta time frame. And see, a lot of times we have the will and desire, but we actually just don't know how to do it. We don't know how to get over that hump, that tax obstacle. In this core of wonderful people, there's a saying, the obstacle is the way. To wait to your success is to overcome that obstacle. The obstacle of fear, intimidation of taxes, knowing how to document the who, what, when, where, how, and why, and how much of it. We're going to give you the ability to do that. A discount on my annual tax planning program. That's a $500 value. So you're talking about an addition of $2,200 plus value from the bonuses. So in this beta, the course itself valued I've identified as $10,900. Bonuses an extra $2,200. Total $13,000 value. Now, you're not going to pay that. You're not even going to have to pay the $997. For you to take action today, right now, so I get some more case studies. I got thousands of case studies, but there's a community of folks, of tens of thousands of folks that I'm now aligned with that I know need this information. Affiliate marketers, internet marketers, online marketers, ClickFunnelers that need this information that gives them ad spend, gives them money for marketing tools. It pays for it. It finances you having ad spend. You're going to be able to get all of this entire course, Empire Growth Secrets, Taxes and Cash Flow course for a one-time investment of $197. Not $997, $197. One-time investment. So everything I just talked about, all those things in the course. In fact, the most important thing just out the gate is from the time this finishes to the time you push the button to go, I'm going to immediately work with you one-on-one on a call live to help you adjust your W-4 and ship hundreds of dollars back into your pay. Whether you're single, whether you have children. If you're a parent, if you're a working parent and you have a business part-time, you're the biggest benefactor of this because parents are the ones that are hurt the most by having this form filled out incorrectly. Do you understand what additional 4 allowances, 8 allowances, 12 allowances will do for you? What it'll do for your paycheck? All you have to do to access this course is go to www.empiregrowthsecretsmvp.com. Now I'm going to make sure below this there's a link for you to get to it. www.empiregrowthsecretsmvp.com. Let me remind you again what all you get. Again, you're going to get inside this course correct tax withholdings, 6 common tax deductions, tax planning. You're going to get business entities. I already have over 8 modules, 25 plus units, lessons already in this course. Already in the course. You're going to get the bonuses that come along with it. An extra $2,200 value. But again, you're not going to pay over $10,000, over $13,000 for this course. You're not going to pay $997 for this course. No, you're not going to pay any of that. You're going to have the ability to get this course today for $197. $197. And all you have to do is go to www.empiregrowthsecretsmvp.com. www.empiregrowthsecretsmvp.com. And again, I'm going to put a link at the bottom that's going to show you how to get to it again. Hey, thanks for working with me. Bear with me through the technical challenges. Listen, I'm just so excited to be able to get this to you. Technical challenge put aside, literally, we are going to help so many people. Listen, I've been blessed and fortunate to have a mentor that taught me some things. And one of the things he taught me is to serve. And over the past 24 years, I've been doing that. I've been serving. But not just that. I haven't just been serving. I've been training and coaching and help others do the exact same thing, helping them impact the lives of other people. And now I've been fortunate enough to learn how to expand and grow my business outside of offline. And I was introduced less than a year ago to the online world. And I come across some of the most sharing and giving people on the planet, I believe. And one of the things that I've learned from them is that the obstacle is the way. Lean in to those challenges that you have. And I know with absolute certainty that one of the challenges that the masses have is their fear of taxes. They just fear taxes. And with that fear comes a segregation of them and access to their cash flow. We're going to totally change that. We're going to wipe away that fear. No more deer in the headlights. We're going to show them how to use this course as a tool to significantly increase their cash flow. To use this course to educate themselves. Because self-education, do you understand, around the world they're spending $355 million a day on self-education. Forbes says that this self-education industry, this digital course industry, to take your finance and your life in your own hands industry, by 2025 will be $1 billion a day industry. So look past those technical challenges. Look forward. Look in the future to how immediately you're going to empower yourself to be able to put more dollars. Use those dollars to expand and grow your business. Share your story. Help others do the same thing. www.empiregrowthsecretsmvp.com. And again, I'll include a link down here. So if you're watching the replay and it's not a glorious video, but it did its purpose to show that I am here. My team is here to educate you on the things you need to know to help move the needle in your business, to help increase your cash flow, to empower you. See, what's so important about this is the empowering part. See, I'm a firm believer that it's better to teach a man or woman how to fish than to just give them some fish. So that's why this course, and me personally, I want to walk you through step by step so you now know how to do it. So you now can teach your children. So by the time they get their first job, they already know how to do it. Your nieces, your nephews, your sorority sisters, your fraternity brothers, all of those in your circle, in your community. You go to the community centers and teach how to impact their lives. So those 100 million Americans that have too much money taking out their paycheck or looking to go to part-time jobs and get extra degrees, we're going to show them how to, without getting a part-time job, without working overtime, without having to beg their boss for a pay raise, to shift the hard-earned money they're already making back into their paychecks. That's just the start. I want you to think about this. I'm done. I want you to think about this. I talked about elevating the lives of 5,000 people. Suppose those 5,000 people, we shifted just $200 back into their paycheck monthly. That's $1 million a month that got shifted back into the communities. $1 million a month they can now use for ad spend, marketing tools, ClickFunnels, Aweber, all the things that they need to do to move the needle for their business. How about pay down debt? How about put in their 401k? Money that is needed to help them to buy, build, and grow all those assets need to do what? Build their empire. So thank you. Click on the link below. Go to www.empiregrowthsecretsmvp.com. Thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to working directly with you. Once you purchase the course, I'm immediately going to get an email that you purchased the course. You're immediately going to get my contact information, and we're going to start today adjusting your W-4. We're going to start impacting your life right now, even before you start going through all the 8 modules in the course itself. I'm going to work one-on-one and make sure you have everything you need. So thank you very much. God bless. Take care.